playlist, Word of the Rings. Now, I've always been a Lord of the Rings fan. As I put in the description, my mother read The Hobbit to me and my brother during a cross-country road trip in 1976, and we were so fascinated by that, and she started Fellowship of the Ring. But we only got through Bilbo's birthday party by the time we got home. So, at that point, I just picked the book up and kept reading it myself. And I just fell in love with it. I've always been in love with it since then. I've loved most of the adaptations I've seen. I think the Peter Jackson movies are brilliant. I have my problems with them, but as far as I'm concerned, there's no way to directly, perfectly capture a book on screen. So, there are going to be problems and when you adapt a book to a screenplay. And I think he avoided a lot of the problems that he could have had. So I'll certainly be talking about that perhaps later in this playlist. But first, I just want to say that I hope you're willing to join me and leave comments and questions, and we can talk about this. I feel a little bit weird when I make videos by myself. You may have noticed a lot of my videos are interviews or me chatting with someone else, because I'm just like talking to myself. There's a lot of dead air, and it feels like it'd be just so much more fun to have other people to chat with. So if you would like to come on this playlist and talk about something you like about Lord of the Rings, that would be great. Just contact me and let me know and see what we can arrange. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is actually the TV show that's coming up. And that's, I think, why a couple of my friends kept saying, hey, you should do a playlist on Lord of the Rings. Not only do you love it, but I did actually teach a college class on it for several years, and then learned more about it because I hadn't know enough to be able to lecture on it for an entire semester. So had a lot of fun doing that. So of course I'm looking forward to the TV show. Now I don't know when it's coming out. I don't know if Amazon has said anything about a release date, but I did read a bit about it and learned that they got the rights to do these stories for $250 million. And that the first season, which will consist of 20 episodes apparently, is budgeted at something like $450 million, and they have a 5-season commitment from Amazon. So assuming they spend a similar amount of money for all 5 seasons, plus the $250 million that they spent on the rights alone, Amazon is literally into this thing for several $billion, billion with a B. It's just unimaginable the kind of money they are investing in this. So I really, really hope they manage to tell some good stories that are entertaining and introduce us to some interesting characters. If you don't know, if you're watching this, I'm going to guess you probably do, but if you don't, the TV show is going to be about Numenor and the Second Age. So, in Tolkien's world, what we see in the Peter Jackson movies is the very tail end of the Third Age going into the Fourth Age with the departure of Elrond over the sea. But the Second Age is where Aragorn's ancestors become kings of Numenor, which is basically Tolkien's Atlantis, because eventually it sinks beneath the waves. And for almost 3,500 years, they are ruling this island nation, exploring the world, developing technology, and just kind of being the pinnacle of human civilization at that time. So one thing I thought was interesting, and when I read about this show, is that although they had this 5-season commitment, they are going to film the first 2 episodes of the first season and then stop production for 4 or 5 months while they kind of outline the second season, and then they'll go back to filming the first season. So I guess they want to kind of see where they want to go, see if they want to come back and change any of those 18 episodes that are left in season 1. I guess that's the only reason I can think of for stopping production after you've only finished 2 episodes. So who knows how that's going to work, but it's sort of an interesting way to plan your production schedule. Of course, COVID threw them off like it threw everybody else off. Also, they will be filming again in New Zealand. If you have not been to New Zealand, I would recommend it. My husband and I went in 2004 after the Lord of the Rings movies came out, and a lot of travel companies were offering trips to New Zealand. They sort of like cut rate prices because suddenly everybody wanted to go to New Zealand, and so they were competing for the tourist dollars, I guess. So we were able to get 3 weeks in New Zealand for actually less than we would have spent going 2 weeks to other places. So anyway, this is just my little intro video. If you liked it, hit like and subscribe, the little bell notifications so you know when I put up more videos, but especially share it around. And if you know other people who like Lord of the Rings, point them in the direction of this playlist. Leave me comments, leave me questions. If you want to come on here and talk about something about Lord of the Rings, let's do it. I think that would be a lot of fun. So just let me know, and if you want to be part of it, that would be great. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.